At this moment, both the five-element beast and the one-tailed demon fox were incredibly weak. The flaming human figure had just swallowed them, and the immense fire energy within it continued to erode their strength. If the two hadn't used their most powerful hidden techniques, they likely would have been consumed entirely. After all, spending any time within that fiery figure would result in their complete destruction. Xiao Yan sure has a lot of secrets. The flames on me are but a sliver of sacred flame's power. I didn't expect Xiao Yan to not only possess sacred flame, but also its spirit. But from the looks of it, Xiao Yan and the sacred flame spirit are at odds. Xin Yan muttered in confusion. It's said that the sacred flame spirit is born from the sacred flame itself. Only when they fuse can the true power of the sacred flame be unleashed. Xin Yan shook her head slightly, perplexed by the scene before her. What's meant to happen will happen eventually. If this succeeds, Xiao Yan's flame control will reach a whole new level. Mu Yingying remarked as she kept her gaze firmly on the five-element beast, ready to prevent its escape. From Xiao Yan's tone, it seemed that the beast was of great importance to him. The five-element beast and the one-tailed demon fox exchanged bitter smiles. The demon fox, having seen Night Cat's demise, had now suppressed its once mad desire to fight. Boom, boom, boom. Xiao Yan and Xin Yan locked eyes for a few minutes before both of them exploded into action. Thud, thud, thud. Hands and feet clashed as the two unleashed their most powerful forms of attack. Yet, Xin Yan was puzzled. His current strength had reached the 9-star Do-D level, and even though Xiao Yan's body contained some sacred flame essence, it was unthinkable that a mere late 6-star Do-D like him could challenge him. What kind of joke was this? If the differences in Do-D levels could be ignored so easily, why would so many people continue their arduous path of cultivation? Xin Yan, I must admit your power is indeed overwhelming. Even the sacred flame spirit you possess has reached the level of a 9-star Do-D. But you seem to have forgotten something crucial. Xiao Yan paused his attacks and smiled. Your existence relies on the sacred flame, but the power of that sacred flame is already mostly absorbed by me. Even though I haven't taken it all, a significant portion is now within me. So no matter how powerful you are as a 9-star Do-D, you pose little threat to someone who controls the sacred flame, Xiao Yan said calmly. Haha, I really did underestimate you, Xin Yan chuckled. I should have known. Someone with the flame mantra wouldn't be so simple. But none of that matters now. Let me show you the true terror of the sacred flame spirit. Xin Yan's voice deepened as his entire body erupted with a surge of sacred flame. Its earth-yellow fire rapidly expanding and creating a massive suction force that spread in all directions. Not good. Xiao Yan's face darkened. Too late. Consume. Xin Yan had anticipated Xiao Yan's interference. After all, his goal was to absorb the death beasts within Falling Spirit Mountain and convert them into his own strength. There was no way Xiao Yan or the Incense Pavilion would sit idly by. This guy is growing stronger by the second. Xiao Yan, seeing that his resistance was futile, had no choice but to temporarily give up killing Xin Yan. Instead, he focused on drawing upon the imperial flame power within him. As Xiao Yan activated his imperial flame, a handsome young man outside the Incense Pavilion stirred. This young man was none other than Little E, the former fire spirit. Little E hadn't participated in the group battle and had been lying low at Wuzhu residence. But the moment he sensed Xiao Yan's distress, his eyes snapped open, and he muttered to himself, I always knew that sacred flame spirit was trouble. If it dares to harm my big brother, then this time, I'll make sure it knows true fear. With that, a flicker of flame appeared at Little Yi's fingertip, and the space around him began to distort as he stood up and headed straight for Xiao Yan's location. What's going on? That fluctuation just now, was it the spirit of the Falling Spirit Mountain? At the entrance of the 3 major mountain ranges within Falling Spirit Mountain, Lord Bear squinted his eyes, using his senses to investigate the disturbance. The spirit of the Falling Spirit Mountain was on the brink of death and was rescued by the Pavilion Master. It then went into seclusion? How could it be? Mu Shuzi, standing beside him, muttered in confusion. It seemed that Mu Shuzi had sensed something was amiss. Something big is happening inside Falling Spirit Mountain. Lord Bear and Mu Shuzi exchanged glances, then spoke in unison. As their words fell, a fierce battle continued to rage atop Boundless Mountain. With more and more death beasts rushing into Xiao Yan's body, his power kept escalating. Strange. Why are all the death beasts suddenly madly charging towards Boundless Mountain? In the Earth Hall's ranks, a mighty man spoke up. He was Xiao Yan, the strongest among them, a true half-step 7-star Do D. The Earth Hall team wasn't participating in the contest for its rewards. Their goal was to train, and more importantly, to seek out the 5-element beast and the Heaven-Eye Giant beast within Falling Spirit Mountain. After all, if they managed to defeat these beasts, the treasures on their bodies would be priceless to a 7-star Do D. Even if put up for auction, they would fetch a fortune. But no one would ever sell such treasures. The others must have the same idea. Just now, some strange forces erupted from the top of Boundless Mountain. Let's hope nothing goes wrong. Hearing this, Xiao Yan turned his gaze towards Boundless Mountain and began heading there himself. The Earth Hall group included Xiao Yan, who was Elder Qing's disciple. Not only Xiao Yan, but others scattered across the 5-element mountain range and Tianmu Mountain also sensed something unusual, immediately heading toward Boundless Mountain. That guy is getting stronger and stronger, Mu Engying murmured in a low voice, a trace of hesitation flickering in her eyes. Although the power of the spirit of the Heart Rock sacred flame wasn't deadly to those who possessed the sacred flame, it still made Mu Engying a bit uneasy. What is Xiao Yan up to? Letting that guy absorb so much power? If this continues, I'm afraid. A flicker of concern crossed Xiaoyan's delicate face. This flaming figure behaves just like you, but even more aggressively, directly devouring the death beast without any tricks, relying purely on brute strength, the 5-element beast remarked. Sigh. Losing 2 lives in a row, and with Night Cat gone as well, the one-tailed demon fox no longer seemed obsessed with those things. So many mistakes. This time, I want to make things right, the demon fox said, a peculiar glint flashing in its eyes as it fixed its gaze on the Heart Rock. Meanwhile, Xiao Yan calmly sat cross-legged, as if he were an eternal fixture in the ancient world. Let's begin. A fight between us is inevitable. Xiao Yan finally stood up and spoke to the Heart Rock. I knew this day would come. I should have turned on you when you devoured the sacred flame's essence, Heart Rock said with a smile, continuously absorbing the power of countless death beasts. If you had, you would have met a terrible end, Xiao Yan responded without a hint of emotion. Indeed, back in the desolate mountain range, with Yin and Master Kuang Mu present, even the spirit of the sacred flame couldn't stir much trouble before them. There's one thing I'm still curious about, Heart Rock continued. You carry the Xiao clan's bloodline, but you've never used its power. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to stand against you. And possessing the flame mantra, now that's something strange. Flame mantra is a curse for anyone who holds it. Heart Rock spoke slowly, as if already in control. Bloodline power, Xiao Yan muttered, a flicker of doubt flashing through his eyes. Heart Rock wasn't wrong. He carried various bloodlines within him, but his ancestor Xiao Xian had replaced them in the heavens, granting him the Xiao clan's bloodline. Let's fight, Heart Rock decided, no longer hesitating. The death beasts it had devoured ceased moving, for dealing with Xiao Yan alone was now enough. Sacred flame space. Xiao Yan's eyes filled with determination as a strange force erupted from him. The moment his words fell, both Xiao Yan and Heart Rock transformed into bizarre energies and vanished on the spot. Where's Xiao Yan? Xian gasped in surprise. He's probably entered a special space, Mu Engying speculated with interest. Since she also possessed a sacred flame, she knew a thing or two about the sacred flame space. Let's take care of the 5-element beast first, Mu Engying said with a smile. You can take the items. I don't need them, Xian added mysteriously. All right, Mu Engying agreed without hesitation. Although she didn't need them, Xiao Yan might, so she started collecting them. Boom, boom, boom. One-tailed demon fox, what are you doing? The weakened 5-element beast shouted. Just go. All of you, leave. The demon fox muttered blankly, its eyes hollow. With that, its massive body and the blood-colored pearl shattered into countless stars, dispersing across falling Spirit Mountain. Boom, boom, boom. With the demon fox's demise, the mysterious seal on falling Spirit Mountain began to lift. Huh. What's that? The disciples heading toward Boundless Mountain suddenly felt a powerful force repelling them, throwing them out entirely. What's going on? At the entrance to the three mountain ranges, Lord Bear and Mu Shuzi exchanged glances as they sensed something strange. Lord Bear, Zhu Yuan, who was rushing to Boundless Mountain, suddenly felt dizzy and found himself at the entrance to the mountain ranges. It was as if some terrifying force had expelled them outright. As soon as Zhu Yuan arrived, the first thing he saw was Lord Bear and Mu Shuzi. Behind them came Mu Feng, Lu Di, and other members of their ground team. But Xin Yan, Xiao Yan, and Mu Engying were nowhere to be seen. Don't move from this spot. Mu Shuzi, let's go. Lord Bear realized something was wrong and shot toward the mountain entrance without hesitation. Despite the terrifying pressure, both Lord Bear and Mu Shuzi forced their way through, knowing the importance of Xiao Yan, Mu Engying, and Xin Yan to the incense pavilion. Where are Xiao Yan and Mu Engying? Mu Feng asked, puzzled by the deputy hall master's urgency. We're not sure, but they should still be inside the mountain ranges. Lu Di hesitated before speaking. That guy's always had incredible luck, Mu Feng chuckled, glancing around. That should be the ground team. 1, 2, 3, 4. Someone's missing, Lu Di noted sharply. Looks like someone from the ground team entered Boundless Mountain too, Mu Feng remarked. With that, the ground team and Mu Feng's group locked eyes. Upon hearing Zhang Wuming's mockery, Wang Chen frowned deeply but, for the sake of saving face, held back his response. Wang Chen, how strong is that Xiao Yan? Asked senior brother Xingyu with a soft voice. Even these four powerful figures from the Earth Hall had heard of Xiao Yan. Rumor had it that Xiao Yan, relying on his own strength, defeated numerous teams, killed the twin Ghost Emperors, won first place in the points competition, and then joined the Human Hall. Very strong. Wang Chen glanced at Xingyu and couldn't help but reply. Wang Chen knew better than anyone that Xiao Yan had defeated him without even using his full strength. If Xiao Yan had gone all out, enough, let's go, said Zhu Yuan, glancing toward the three mountain ranges behind them as if he had noticed something. Why are we leaving? Wang Chen asked, puzzled as he looked at Zhu Yuan. Let's go. This place is about to collapse, Zhang Wuming said as he headed directly toward the exit of Falling Spirit Mountain, while Mu Feng and the others remained in place. We should go too. The space here is extremely unstable and could be quite dangerous, Mu Feng added, leading the three of them away. At that moment, only Mu Engying, Xin Yan, and Xiao Yan remained in Falling Spirit Mountain. Along with them were Heart Rock, the weakened five-element beast, and a few others, including Lord Bear and Elder Mu Shuzi. It seems you've gained a deeper understanding of the sacred flame, Heart Rock said within the sacred flame space, his body surrounded by the yellowish power of the sacred flame. With the addition of the power he had just absorbed from the death beasts, Heart Rock now had an eerie and sinister aura. All thanks to you, Xiao Yan replied with a faint smile. Though this was the sacred flame space, it still somewhat suppressed Heart Rock. After all, Heart Rock had already absorbed the power of the death beasts and was no longer purely a spirit of the sacred flame. Come out, Xiao Yan murmured. Suddenly, from within his Do Chi Si, a dazzling crystal shot into the sacred flame space. The moment the sacred flame crystal appeared, the entire sacred flame space seemed to freeze. The sacred flame crystal, Heart Rock's eyes burned with desire upon seeing it. This sacred flame crystal contained the very essence of the sacred flame, and it was essential for anyone who sought to fully absorb its power. Give it to me. Heart Rock roared, his immense strength rushing toward Xiao Yan as he tried to snatch the sacred flame crystal. The spirit of the sacred flame. This ends now, Xiao Yan said with a strange smile, his eyes locked on Heart Rock. Heart Rock felt as if he had fallen into a trap, but couldn't figure out how. What are you up to? Heart Rock felt a sudden wave of unease. He was shocked to see Xiao Yan effortlessly block his attack. After all, Xiao Yan was only at the late 6-star Do D level. How could he withstand the power of a 9-star Do-D? Impossible. Sacred Flame's power, Xiao Yan whispered. Instantly, from within the sacred flame crystal, rich, yellowish liquid began to emerge, clinging to Xiao Yan's body. Don't think that wielding the sacred flame's power alone can defeat me. You're dreaming. Heart Rock scoffed. While the sacred flame did suppress him, he believed Xiao Yan, with only the strength of a late 6-star Do-D, still wasn't enough to defeat him. I know it's not enough. Xiao Yan grasped the ancient ruler of heavenly flames in one hand. The brilliant imperial flame fused with the sacred flame at its tip, emitting sharp, icy rays aimed directly at Heart Rock. With his other hand, Xiao Yan held the sacred flame crystal, releasing more of its sacred flame power, making Heart Rock's eyes redden with greed. Immortal body, Xiao Yan shouted as he felt the energy inside him reach its peak. At that moment, a colossal figure, 100 meters tall, emerged, a manifestation of the Do-D. With the appearance of the immortal body, Xiao Yan looked like a battle god. A Do-D's form? I can't believe someone is still using this. It's been forgotten for many years, Heart Rock murmured, surprised. But the golden immortal body surrounding Xiao Yan exerted a formless pressure on him. This was no ordinary ability. Now you're starting to look like a real challenge, Heart Rock admitted with a hint of respect. Skyfire 3 mysterious changes. Imperial Flame Transformation. Heart Flame Transformation. Xiao Yan shouted again. With each transformation, Xiao Yan's power, now wrapped in the golden immortal body, surged rapidly. Mid-7-star Do-D? That doesn't matter. Heart Rock remained unfazed. He was confident in his 9-star Do-D power. If he couldn't handle a mere 7-star Do-D, how could he hope to control the sacred flame? Clan Mark Rise. Xiao Yan's pupils glowed with an eerie light, and suddenly, a mysterious mark appeared on his forehead. The mark was a deep purple red. As it activated, Xiao Yan felt a strange force rapidly growing inside him. The clan mark didn't just enhance his Do-Chi, but also his soul and physical strength. Is this all you've got? Then I must say, today will be the day of your demise, Heart Rock said with a cold, arrogant smile. Despite Xiao Yan unleashing everything he had, Heart Rock remained fearless. Come on. Xiao Yan was fully armed, using every means at his disposal to enhance his strength, but there was still a significant gap between him and Heart Rock. After all, Heart Rock was the spirit of the sacred flame. Heart Rock set aside his earlier arrogance and focused intently on Xiao Yan. Glug. With a single sound, the Heart Rock instantly absorbed and converted the devoured power of the Death Beast, causing its strength to surge once again in mere moments. Damn it. This guy's strength. It's probably already reached the 9-turn 9-star Do-D stage. And not just any 9-turn. He's at a rather high level within it, Xiao Yan remarked cautiously. Die. In the next instant, Heart Rock hesitated no longer. His figure exploded forward, shooting directly towards Xiao Yan. The flames surrounding him instantly transformed into a sharp sword, radiating with deadly intent. Immortal body. Defend. Xiao Yan snorted coldly, as the brilliant power of the sacred flame and the imperial flame surged entirely into his golden immortal body. The immortal body, now infused with that much energy, expanded rapidly, growing to nearly 500 feet in size within moments. Boom, boom, boom. Heart Rock's brilliant power of life and death launched relentless attacks against Xiao Yan's immortal body. Xiao Yan could feel it. The immortal body was weakening at an alarming rate. This guy, Heart Rock, he must have spotted a flaw when I first used the immortal body. Your immortal body may be formidable, but you still can't unleash its full power right now. So, die in regret. Heart Rock's face twisted into a savage grin as he spoke. Skybreaking rock burial. Heart Rock roared. With that cry, countless shards of rock suddenly filled the endless sacred flame space. Where these rocks came from was unknown, but they all carried immense power without exception. This Heart Rock? Xiao Yan's heart trembled slightly. He sensed a familiar power rushing towards them. The sky-breaking rock burial draws upon the sacred flame source, the Fireheart Heavenly Rock. It compresses the sacred flame's blazing heat and earth-based energy into the stones, forming a devastating final strike. Boom, boom, boom. The size of the sky-breaking rock burial in the sacred flame space grew larger and larger, its destructive force becoming even more terrifying. The bigger it gets, the more powerful it becomes. At this size, it could easily take on a 9-star Do-D. Xiao Yan's eyes reflected a faint, helpless smile. Even though he now wielded the sacred flame, wore the immortal body, and had the Skyfire 3 mysterious changes and clan mark at his disposal, it was still a tough fight against Heart Rock. After all, Xiao Yan's strength was, at best, at the mid-7-star Do-D level. Facing an 8-star Do-D would be a challenge, but he might manage to hold his own. As for a 9-star Do-D, that was like a sheep walking into a lion's den. Kid, your Xiao clan may have been arrogant on the Do-D continent, but your arrogance is nothing now that you've run into me. Old grudges and new scores will be settled today. Prepare to die. Heart Rock taunted, holding a terrifying stone flame orb formed of countless shattered rocks in his hand. The power it emitted made it clear, killing a mere 7-star Do-D would be child's play. Xiao Yan's expression hardened as he focused his mind. Inside him, his Do-Chi Sea and Soul Sea spun violently, and even the sea of spirit within him began to form a high-speed vortex, activating his God movement core inscription. Xiao Yan's eyes narrowed. Though he felt the ominous waves of death from Heart Rock's attack, he was no one to wait for doom. In an instant, he activated his strongest state. It's still too much for me. Xiao Yan smiled bitterly, and then all the power he could muster. Sacred flame, imperial flame, soul force, spiritual power, surged towards Heart Rock. This ridiculous charade is over. Heart Rock shook his head with a soft laugh, and then slammed his palm down hard towards Xiao Yan. At that moment, a crushing pressure descended from the heavens, suppressing Xiao Yan's entire aura. The next moment, Xiao Yan's attack collided with Heart Rock's, but it was like an egg striking a stone, completely futile. Just as Xiao Yan was about to unleash some of his trump cards, a man wreathed in flames suddenly appeared in the sacred flame space. The flame-clad man smiled at Xiao Yan, then firmly planted his feet and, gathering strength, launched a punch straight at the sky-breaking rock burial. Little E. Xiao Yan, feeling the terrifying force contained within the sky-breaking rock burial, looked wearily at the handsome figure now standing in front of him. It was none other than Little E. Although Little E hadn't participated in the team battle as a fire spirit, ever since Xiao Yan arrived on the Do-D continent, a mysterious bond had formed between them. This bond enabled Little E to assist Xiao Yan whenever he was in danger. Break! Little E stomped his feet, fully charging his strength, and then his fists shot forward like a blazing rainbow piercing the sun. Boom! 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 The terrifying destructive force of the sky-breaking rock burial rippled through the sacred flame space, casting an unspeakable aura of dread over everything. Break it! Little E shouted as his fists, now carrying the destructive power of fire, clashed head-on with the sky-breaking rock burial, made of countless shards of stone and sacred flame energy. A sacred flame embryo? Heart Rock's eyes flashed with surprise upon witnessing the scene, but he quickly calmed down. Not bad. Securing the Fireheart Heavenly Rock and gaining a sacred flame embryo? 2 birds with 1 stone. Heart Rock muttered from his vantage point, the burning desire in his eyes growing stronger. To Heart Rock, Little E might be a sacred flame embryo, but at best, he was like a child. Heart Rock was confident he could crush him with ease, and he saw no threat from him. Boom, 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 bang, bang, bang. In the next moment, mysterious patterns began to appear on Little E's fists. With a sudden burst, Xin Yan's sky-breaking rock burial was shattered instantly. Impossible. Xin Yan's arrogance vanished in a flash, replaced with disbelief. He knew all too well the power of his own sky-breaking rock burial. Even though he was only the spirit of the sacred flame, without the full support of the flame's true source, it shouldn't have been broken so easily. Haven't fought in a while, I'm getting rusty, Little E chuckled warmly, his voice calm as though the terrifying sky-breaking rock burial hadn't shaken him in the slightest. Humph! Xiao Yan snorted coldly, his initial disdain now replaced by a more serious demeanor. He had underestimated Little E earlier, because when Little E arrived, he didn't display any significant power. But now that his technique had been shattered, he realized this man was no ordinary foe, likely on the verge of reaching the level of a 9-star Do-D. Big brother, I wasn't late, was I? Little E glanced at Xiao Yan with a cold, murderous intent, but his gaze softened as he turned to Xiao Yan. Right on time, Xiao Yan smiled back. How are you holding up? Little E supported Xiao Yan, immediately sensing the exhaustion in his body from the overuse of various techniques. That guy is really strong. As soon as Little E touched Xiao Yan, a surge of pure energy flowed into Xiao Yan, filling him with a warm sensation. After all, both of them wielded the Imperial Flame, their powers deeply intertwined. Let me merge with you. I'm confident I can take him down. After a few moments, Little E spoke, but even with his current strength, defeating Xiao Yan alone would be a difficult task. Are you sure? Xiao Yan asked weakly, knowing the risks of merging their powers. It'll be fine, Little E reassured him with a smile. Though the fusion carried some risk, it was their best option now. What are they planning? Xiao Yan saw them whispering and immediately became wary. Little Yi's strength alone was already concerning, and with Xiao Yan, who possessed the flame mantra, Xiao Yan knew these two had some hidden trump cards. Strike first. Without hesitation, Xiao Yan's energy surged violently, an overwhelming force erupting from his body. Exploding flame hand, he shouted, charging toward Xiao Yan and Little E with devastating power. Bring it on. Little E didn't hesitate either. Flames similar to Xiao Yan's erupted from his body, and in the next instant, he collided directly with Xiao Yan. Boom, boom, boom. Xiao Yan's body began to glow brilliantly as the sacred flame crystal, the ancient ruler of heavenly flames, and his immortal body all radiated with dazzling light. The blinding brilliance filled the air, and for the first time, Xiao Yan sensed danger. Even the clan mark on Xiao Yan's forehead began to shine more intensely. Go! Xiao Yan, with a murderous gleam in his eyes, raised his hand and unleashed a terrifying red beam toward Xiao Yan's attack. Boom, boom, boom. The two forces clashed, causing violent shockwaves to ripple through the sacred flame space. Fortunately, this space was incredibly resilient, or it would have shattered under such intense energy. What did you do? Xiao Yan roared, realizing something was terribly wrong as he glared at Xiao Yan. At this moment, Xiao Yan exuded an overwhelming power, making Xiao Yan feel like nothing more than a frog at the bottom of a well. Flame Emperor, Xiao Yan said with a chilling smile, his murderous intent radiating from every word. Impossible. Xiao Yan shouted in disbelief. How could the spirit of the flame merge with a human? This can't be happening. His eyes turned red with madness as he sensed the terrifying realization. Xiao Yan and Little Yi's auras had completely fused. Even more shockingly, the power of their flames had grown exponentially, pushing Xiao Yan's strength toward that of a 9-star Do-D. The power of a 9-star Do-D. What a marvelous feeling, Xiao Yan said with a smile, his gaze locking onto Xiao Yan. Even if it's just for 1 minute, it's more than enough to end you. Damn it. Xiao Yan finally understood the gravity of the situation. Sacred flame space, he muttered, sensing the space around them shift. Sacred flame space, separate. Xiao Yan's authoritative voice echoed across the entire realm, and in response, the space began to writhe. Flames of a deep, earthen hue surged from all directions, converging on Xiao Yan. Curse you! Xiao Yan roared in panic as he felt the oppressive force of the flames bearing down on him. The power of a 9-star Do-D could now unleash the full might of the sacred flame, giving Xiao Yan complete control over the space and the flames within. This isn't good. I'll have to use that trump card, Xiao Yan muttered to himself, realizing he had underestimated his opponents. He had always kept a backup plan for emergencies like this, but never imagined he would be forced to use it now. Separate the sacred flame. Xiao Yan's voice thundered again. His eyes locked onto Xin Yan like a predator stalking its prey. In that fleeting minute, he would make sure to slay Xin Yan and claim the sacred flame for himself. On! Xin Yan screamed in agony as the concentrated power of the sacred flame surged toward him, its energy devouring him from within. He could feel the flame's essence being drawn out of him by the very space itself, leaving him in unimaginable pain. Strike now! Xiao Yan commanded urgently. This Xin Yan has grand ambitions, and his strength has already surpassed a 9-star Do D, reaching the realm of 9-turn Do D. Moreover, we only have 1 minute. Little E had already merged with Xiao Yan's body, his voice immediately resounding. Xiao Yan didn't know where this possession ability came from, but one thing was clear. It was a unique bond between him and Little E. No other powerful figure possessed such an ability. 7-layered Skybreaker Ruler. 1, 2, 3, 4. All 4 layers strike? Xiao Yan's voice suddenly echoed, and in that instant, a dazzling, brilliant power surged out from within him, gathering onto the ancient ruler of heavenly flames. As the ruler absorbed the terrifying flames, it let out a loud, ecstatic humming sound, as if it had developed a mind of its own. Damn it! Heart Rock cursed, clearly troubled by the overwhelming force of Xiao Yan's and Little Yi's fiery fusion. He had underestimated Xiao Yan's strength. Who would have thought that after devouring the sacred flame for just a few days, Xiao Yan had already mastered the sacred flame space and power absorption technique so well? A trace of fear crept into Heart Rock's heart. Go! Xiao Yan's sharp gaze focused as his hands gripped the ancient ruler of heavenly flames. Streams of flames swirled around him, as though paying homage to their master. His aura now was far more powerful than before. So this is the strength of a 9-star Do D. Xiao Yan couldn't help but feel a jolt of excitement as his power surged. With Little Yi's possession, Xiao Yan's aura had skyrocketed to the level of a true 9-star Do D. Even if it was only for 1 minute, it was genuine 9-star Do D power. Thud. With no resistance, the ancient ruler of heavenly flames pierced directly into Heart Rock's body. Cough, cough. Heart Rock immediately began coughing violently as the ruler embedded itself in his chest. Yet, his expression didn't show fear. It showed excitement. Xiao Yan found this reaction odd. Is he giving up on resisting? Xiao Yan muttered, watching Heart Rock, who was struck by his ruler. Sizzle. As the ruler entered Heart Rock's body, black liquid began to flow from the wound, sending chills down Xiao Yan's spine. Ha ha ha. Xiao Yan, today you will die. Heart Rock roared as the black liquid writhed, and then, with a shocking twist, the terrifying energy mass that had devoured countless death beasts appeared in his hand. In the next instant, his smile froze. With a sudden forceful grip, he crushed the energy mass, causing it to explode in a devastating blast. Boom, boom, boom. Waves of terrifying heat surged outward. Xiao Yan, seeing this, quickly pulled back the ancient ruler of heavenly flames, his face growing serious as he eyed Heart Rock. It seemed Heart Rock had gone mad. The power he had absorbed from the death beasts was now being gradually digested, and if Xiao Yan hadn't attacked just now, that immense power might not have leaked out. Immortal body, Xiao Yan shouted, and his body was once again cloaked in the golden glow of his immortal body. But this time, it wasn't the same as before. The aura of immortality enveloped him, blocking Heart Rock's attacks. Hmph! With the spirit of the sacred flame, I will burn my flame power and destroy Xiao Yan. Heart Rock's grin turned manic as he called upon the energy he had absorbed from the spirit of the falling spirit mountain. Boom, boom, boom. The energy of the death beasts within him exploded, releasing waves of deathly energy. Xiao Yan's sacred flame and imperial flame burned fiercely, surrounding him in golden and earthen hues, his immortal body colliding with the energy wave after wave. Heart Rock's body began to fade amidst the explosions, using the power of self-destruction in a final attempt to kill Xiao Yan. What terrifying power! If not for Little E, this would have been a real problem. But, Xiao Yan smiled, the strength of a 9-star Do D surging within him. break. Both hands shot upward, his right wielding the imperial flame, his left the sacred flame. The giant golden figure's hands glowed with an overwhelming power as they slammed into the energy mass. Boom, boom, boom. In just a few breaths, the energy mass formed from countless death beasts was obliterated by Xiao Yan. With little Yi's possession, Xiao Yan's 9-star Do D level power was enough to dominate all of Falling Spirit Mountain. Die! Xiao Yan had just destroyed the energy mass when Heart Rock let out a final cry, and a mass of earthen flame hurtled toward him. A fragment of the sacred flame's origin, Xiao Yan sensed the essence of the sacred flame within the earthen flame. Heart Rock had stolen a portion of the sacred flame's essence. The sacred flame was known as such because of its sacred flame origin, which was like its lifeblood. The spirit of the sacred flame was merely a fragment of this powerful force and could never possess its essence. I guess I have no choice. Xiao Yan smiled bitterly as Do Qi surged wildly from his body. But just as Xiao Yan was preparing for his final stand, he felt a sudden stir within his Do Qi Si. The flame beast within was awakening, its terrifying aura spreading like an ancient monster rising from slumber. The flame beast cast a glance at the sacred flame crystal floating within the Do Qi Si, and the crystal, though reluctant, was forced to obey under the flame beast's dominance, slowly drifting out of the Do Qi Si and appearing before Xiao Yan. This is... Xiao Yan's expression grew serious as he looked at the crystal. Wong. Xiao Yan was briefly stunned by the sudden turn of events, but he quickly regained his composure. The sacred flame crystal seems to be trying to reclaim its source power, Xiao Yan thought to himself. Swish swish. Heart Rock, in a desperate bid to kill Xiao Yan, had activated a hidden plan, knowing that as long as he could devour Xiao Yan or the sacred flame, rebirth would be easy. However, he had severely underestimated the power of the sacred flame crystal. Without warning, the sacred flame crystal's light flickered, and it opened its massive, gaping maw, instantly swallowing Heart Rock's self-burning source power. With this consumption, the sacred flame crystal shrank back to the size of a palm, slowly returning to Xiao Yan's hand, now fully satisfied. As for Xiao Yan, he was utterly dumbfounded the entire time. Yet he could sense one thing clearly. Heart Rock had been completely destroyed.